whodunit stuff for now. We then see two guys beating the piss out of each other. Ah! A werewolf! Quick! Fall in love with it! Koga and Leo are alerted by Grace that the Makai Knight of Kentai, Hyuga, was attacked. Kentai is a village where many Makai priests reside. Grace reveals the culprit, Wataru Shijima. This guy? Wataru? Kind of reminds me of another horror-themed show I'd really like to review someday. If it ever got a Blu-ray release. Grace orders them to find and capture this rogue knight. If he has truly gone to the dark side, Grace gives Koga orders to kill him. She also tells Koga that someone named Gajari wants to meet with him.
Koga! やっぱりやめようぜ。俺は会いたくない。
呼ばれてるんだ。行くしかあるまい。はい。
お前は今どこにいる？そこに光はあるか？
Remember this thing, he'll be important later. Meanwhile, Wataru wanders the forest when a new challenger appears to face him, Tsubasa. He's from a GARO side story that I may discuss some other time. Turns out that he was Hyuga's teacher and wants payback for his student. Wataru equips his armor, and then before anyone can cut anyone down, Koga steps in to play peacemaker. He fends off Wataru and asks why he's doing this. Leo tries to hold him down with magic, but it isn't enough. Koga refuses to kill Wataru without question and demands answers. Wataru powers down and then runs. Tsubasa tries to go after him, but turns out he has a mark of destruction too. Goruba, a talking bracelet Tsubasa wears, tells him that he's at his limit. Leo tries to heal Tsubasa the best he can, but Koga's still not convinced that Wataru has turned heel. Wataru hides in a cave and we get a flashback to where he was attacking a Makai priest, thinking that he's the masked man. But he was wrong. The real deal shows up and then it curses him. Wataru goes to kill himself to end his torture, but is overtaken by the evil inside him once more.
俺が死ぬだと笑わせるな。
大丈夫だよ、渡る。お前を救ってくれる魔界騎士はきっといる。
そんな奴は偉大ふざけるな。
Uh-oh, 7 years bad acting.
Koga and Leo find the cave Wataru is in and confront him. Wataru, still cursed, attacks them. Leo tries to use his spells again, but some gem on Wataru's armor seems to negate it. Luckily, Tsubasa shows up to help out Koga and Leo.
Tsubasa!
Koga tries to break it up again, and Tsubasa stabs Wataru with his spear. He holds him down, asking Koga to deliver the final blow. Koga hesitates, but finally issues a killing blow by stabbing Tsubasa? The hell? But surprise, he reveals he stabbed through him to shatter the gem on Wataru's armor, freeing him from the curse. Well, that seemed unnecessarily brutal and violent. But hey, that's Garo in a nutshell. That's how he rolls. Hey, what's a little backstabbing between friends, am I right? What are friends for? Wataru thanks Koga for freeing him and says it was a Makai priest that cursed him.
俺を襲い操ったのは魔界法師だ。奴を何とかしなければ騎士と法師はいずれ対立し争うことになる。
はい。
He then spots a trinket on Koga's jacket, and it seems these two have met before. In the next episode, we get a flashback to some kids sparring and chatting. Looks like a training camp for Makai Knights. It is, and their instructor turns out to be none other than Wataru Shijima. He, of course, is going to train these kids into becoming knights.
今日から10日間、お前たちは寝食を共にしながら騎士になるための修行を行う。訓練は厳しい。騎士の家に生まれたから必ず騎士になれるとは思うな。力のない者には人間を守ることはできない。騎士の資質はない。小僧、修行はきついぞ。帰るなら今だ。
俺帰りません。俺は小僧なんかじゃない。
その元気が何日持つかだな。
He's about to go full Sergeant Slaughter on these kids.
You're going to war till you wish you were dead, and then keep going, because you're afraid if you don't, I won't let you die.
Time for some intense training by a man who's been an Oni, a Kamen Rider, and a werewolf. These kids are in for some serious baptism by fire. You know what? I don't usually go in for these kind of gimmicks, but this time, what the hell? Training montage!
Cool. どんな仲間でもホラーになったら切る。俺は絶対に迷わない。僕も切る。
じゃあ紫がホラーになったら切るからね。
うん。俺が切る。いいよ。
Wataru then puts these boys through the paces. To make a long story short, two of these kids in the camp are standouts, black and white. Yeah, they're not given names because doing so would give away crucial plot points. The team becomes a true team. I guess James Earl Jones gave them a pep talk.
I'll say this only once. A team is not a team if you don't give a damn about one another.
The last day of camp, they prepare to go their separate ways, but suddenly a horror attacks and seemingly kills all of them. It all makes sense now. No wonder Koga is so badass and macho. He was trained by Kenji effing Matsuda. Like I said, that guy has been everything in tokusatsu. Kenji Matsuda is like the Don Johnson of Japan. Coolness personified. Kaoru is anxiously racing to meet the deadline to submit her new storybook. She encounters Leo, who regrettably has to say that he won't be seeing her again, and he'll be going away for a while. He bids farewell to Kaoru and doesn't give an explanation as to why he's leaving. I believe this is what the young people today call being sus. Meanwhile, Koga and Rei are tracking down the Mask of Red Death by following one of his creations. The masked man then opts to pilot Rigel, whatever. Another of his Go Ryu creations. Looks like the Iron Giant had a little brother. Our heroes don their armors and eventually beat them by calling on their horses, Goten and Genghis. Rei is able to distract the masked man long enough for Koga to stab the mask, removing it.
Leo!
No!
黙れ! 俺をそんなで呼ぶな!
What just happened? Well, after that pretty much revealed what we could all piece together ourselves, Koga is attacked by another horror. This one can kill with words. Well, more like flying words and letters that are razor sharp, but they're still pretty deadly. This horror named Setten Bale appears and attacks Koga, but he's about to get some unexpected help from another old friend.
Koga, これを狙え!
Legs! I mean, Rekka! I'm so glad you're back to fan service me. Help me. Help them. I'm gonna shut up now. Yep, the badass Makai priestess Rekka from Red Requiem is back. She's after this horror too, after it killed a friend of hers, a fellow Makai knight.
お会いできて嬉しゅうございます。甲賀様が旅先で大変お世話になったと伺っております。
いや、世話になったのは俺の方だ。よろしく頼む。
ゴンザ、気をつけろよ。このお嬢ちゃんは相当気が強いぞ。
ザルバ、また口を塞がれたいのか。
Oh, Zaruba, will you ever learn? Later, she and Koga do some late-night sparring. I do another training montage bit here, but I was, distracted. She and Koga discuss battle strategy, or they're doing positions for the Kama Sutra. I don't know, probably both. Meanwhile, Setten Bale decides to possess a human body. So there's that. The next morning, Kaoru enters the mansion looking for Koga and sees Rekka sprawled out on the couch. Awkward. That's funny. Koga usually only brings home a prostitute on Friday nights. Kaoru demands to know who Rekka is and what she's doing in Koga's house. And by that I mean absolutely not, as they begin to bicker at each other like two Karens in a TikTok video. Koga tries to play peacemaker again. Ladies, please, there's plenty of the Golden Wolf to go around. Kaoru leaves in a huff and Koga just stands there and lets her.
Well, go after her, you dope.
The masked man tells Setten Bale where Kaoru is and goes to attack her. Koga and Rekka come to her rescue and Setten Bale lets it slip about the mark of destruction on Koga's chest. Eventually they manage to pin it down in its true form and he dons his armor. Rekka finds a magic book it tries to escape into and they finally seal it away. Koga powers down and Kaoru finally finds out about his mark of destruction and that he's living on borrowed time. Though this news upsets her greatly, Kaoru resolves to maintain a strong facade in front of Koga, for his sake, so that he can continue to be an effective protector.
何にも言わなくていいよ。 何にも言わなくても分かってるから。だって甲賀はあなたは守りし者だから。
Let's see how long that lasts. That's what I thought. There, let it all out. Don't hold it in. Rekka admires Kaoru for this, glad to see they made up before she leaves. But before Rekka departs, she makes a new Makai dragon for Koga. I wonder what he'll name this one. Kaoru 2? Electric Boogaloo? I would, but that's me. Back at the Senate, Koga expresses his doubts whether Leo is truly the masked man or not. However, Grace and Lattice both believe that it is him. Koga tries to discover more about Leo's past, but Lattice says that the Makai genealogy has been erased, possibly by Leo to cover his tracks. Grace informs Koga that there may be a traitor working from the inside of the Order.
Gee, I wonder who it could be.
Given those 3 little girls who clearly didn't look evil last season and turned heel, I wouldn't trust anybody here. This could all lead to a coup d'etat, priest over knights. Grace orders Koga to find Leo, and Koga swears to kill him if he has turned to the dark side. Meanwhile, Wataru is on the hunt when he finds a cabin in the woods. But someone left a message for him saying the Makai Knights are finished, and they also left a bomb for him. He gets out just in time before the place goes sky high. We then see Rekka again, and hey, Shiguto! Long time no see, Time Green. He welcomes Rekka back and says the Makai priest will soon be charged with hunting horrors, not Makai Knights. And he's excited to use his little Goryu to hunt down the horrors. Rekka, though, has her doubts about all this. Naturally. Well, it doesn't take long for Koga to find the traitor in our midst. He catches Lattice red-handed trying to steal pelts from Makai brushes. Koga chases him through several dimensions, including a cave full of horrors, which Koga just chops down and plows right through, like a boss. Lattice presents the spirit beast pelts to the masked man, and he reveals his plan to wipe out the Makai Knights and the priest will take over.
これだけの数の同志がおれば、もはや誰も逆らう者はおるまい。魔界騎士なき後、すべてを支配するは我ら。
ラテス様。その鍵も。
俺はならぬ。
But it turns out the Reverend here has outlived his usefulness.
なぜだ、レオ。
あなたは勘違いをしている。私は王になりたくて魔界騎士を滅ぼすわけではない。あなたも傲慢な魔界騎士と同じだ。生きてる意味はない。
The masked man takes the key to the ghost train off Lattice's corpse. Wait, that's the key to the snack bar, not the train. Oh god, my pancreas. Koga shows up on Goten just before the countdown clock reaches 0. Koga is in serious pain after powering down thanks to the mark. Tired of his constant interference, the masked man reveals 2 stone dragon things to finish him off. But surprise, the real Leo arrives to stop the attack. Wait, what? Leo, the real one, reveals that he has a secret. As Koga watches them battle, he hears Leo calling the masked man brother. He pins his so-called brother to the wall and demands that he remove the mark of destruction from the knights.
Leo, お前には何も見えていない。忌まわしき鎧の父よ、二度と俺を兄と呼ぶな。貴様など、冴島甲賀と共に滅びるがいい。兄さん。
Back at the mansion, Ray holds a sword to Leo's neck and demands he tells him everything. Koga tells him to knock it off, and Leo decides to tell the two everything anyway. So again, that seemed needlessly violent. He reveals his own talking ring, Aruba. Leo and his brother Sigma, insert your own Mega Man joke here, are the twin sons of the legendary Fudo Goki, a powerful Makai Knight named Lord. Both of them were trained from birth and raised to become Makai Knights. One day, one of them would inherit his title. Under the harsh training from their Makai Knight father, the twins became strong warriors. Of the two, Sigma seemed to be the most talented in combat as well as magic. But he was also kind-hearted as he helped his brother Leo along by teaching him magic spells. It seemed pretty obvious that Sigma would be the one to take the title and inherit the family business. But when the time came to name a successor arrived, Sigma was enraged to find out that he was denied his expected inheritance.
なぜだ兄さん
Sigma disappeared and Leo asked his father why he chose him over Sigma, despite his brother's superior abilities.
父さん、どうして僕なんです。兄さんの方が僕よりずっと強い。僕は魔界騎士に向いていない。
魔界騎士にとって大切なのは強さじゃない。一番大切なものは守りし者としての心だ。シグマには人間は守れない。
守れるよ。兄さんは誰よりも立派な魔界騎士になる。
Leo would work for years to invent the Goryu, and then one day out of the blue, Sigma returned years later. He also brought along his mute girlfriend Mio, who was also a Makai priestess. The two intended to create the ultimate Goryu, named Idea. This ultimate creation would permanently eliminate the horror threat once and for all. In their research, they revealed that they could utilize horror energy as a fuel to power Idea, and give the necessary energy to kill horrors. Basically, using horror energy to kill horrors.
案ずるな。魔界騎士も、そして魔界法師も、ホラーの力を借りてホラーを殲滅してきた。我らは先人たちと同じことをするに過ぎない。
With Mio's help, Sigma found the final resting place of the corpse of the horror Ganon.
No, Remo. No. I'm saving that clip. Not yet.
Ganon, who you may remember from the Kiba special, is the big bad horror, one of the worst. Sigma intended to use Ganon's corpse as a power source for Idea. Mio then begins to have second thoughts about all this like any sane person would. She reached out to Leo and sought his advice. Still having faith in his brother, Leo comforted Mio that Sigma would not misuse this power. And he also offered her a place to stay if she ever wanted to remain with him. Leo thinks Sigma is still the kind-hearted brother he once knew and knows that he can do no wrong. Yeah.
なぜだ兄さん
Yeah, Leo is kind of an idiot for thinking that, really.
However, once Mio saw Sigma using the corpse of a prostitute to create his minion Gigi, and using impure humans as fuel for Idea, Mio realized that Sigma was up to no good.
今宵この女の憎みで実験をするミオお前の助けが必要だどうしたミオ大丈夫だこの世には生きていても価値のない人間人を不幸にする罪深き人間が大勢いるこの女はそんな人間の一人だ俺たちが作るイデアで守るべき人間ではない案ずるなこの憎みは無駄にはしない使い魔を作るにはいい材料だ
Okay, we get the joke. But seriously, when you're using dead bodies and the corpse of Ultimate Evil to power your machine, you really need to take a step back and realize this is wrong. I mean, we're going way past Mad Scientist Evil here. This is like double secret Mad Scientist Evil. Dr. Forrester from Mystery Science Theater 3000 would say this is too extreme.
Mio tried to destroy Ganon so Sigma could not use it for Idea. Unfortunately, her attempts led to her demise. That led to Sigma donning his mask of Red Death, and then Leo finally realizes his brother is gone to the dark side.
Koga-san! 兄を闇から救えるのはあなたしかいないだけどもっと早くに会うべきだったもっと早くに会っていれば破滅の刻印も防げたかもしれない
遅くはないさまだ時間はある
Speak of the devil, Sigma then makes a public announcement to all Makai Knights, telling them they either renounce their titles and give up their armor or face death from the marks of destruction. However, he makes it clear that Koga will not be spared.